Welcome back. This is part two of Stephen King's reflections on EC&I 831 computers in the classroom. I'd now like to talk about the course in terms of sharing. Probably the thing that surprised me the most with EC&I 831 was that it really promoted the idea of sharing, especially if you became familiar with Twitter like I did. I was curious about Twitter because I'd heard Dr. Kurros talking about it, and I'd really never heard anything about it. It didn't take me long, though, to get a few people following me, and from those people that I was following, I got links to important blogs, I got links to interesting educational resources, and once I'd installed TweetDeck, I finally figured out what Tweets was. It was an awesome experience being on Twitter. And I find even today I'm picking up new ideas that I'm adding to my Google Reader. I added two blogs today, and it's April 12th today. I've also found a lot of rewards from comments, both making comments and getting comments. It was enriching, it was stimulating. I remember my reaction to the first time I commented on a person's blog from outside of our class, and I was fearful that I would offend that person, but instead I got a thank you because I contributed something that she hadn't thought of. And wow, was that validating. It was a great experience, and it motivated me to do more. I learned that it was a great place to help people. If someone had a question, I could offer my thoughts, my input. It was also a great place for getting help, and I often turned to my friends on Twitter for help. And of course, I was able to share my thoughts and my learnings with my blog throughout the length of the course. Moving on and further into the idea of blogging, there was a number of things. Well, of course, I've got my blogspot listed there again. One of the things I was surprised by, there is such a thing as blogger's block, and that's simply you run into this brick wall sometimes where you don't know what to write about. And that's why it's so important to be reading other blogs, because when you read a blog, it gives you an idea or it gets you thinking about something that you may not have been thinking about. It often led me, anyway, to writing on something that I'd never really thought I would be writing about. Blogging also, I think, made me a better writer. Because it was going out there on the World Wide Web, I was very careful with my editing and took a lot of time, and I think it's probably made me a better writer. And we were very fortunate in our class. Will Richardson talked to us about blogging, and Will has been blogging since blogging began, I think. And I had a chance to ask him a question: what makes a blog a good read? And he talked about testing your ideas, that's well written, it's asking a question, it shows passion, or it's thought provoking. And these are things I've been trying to think about as I write my blogs. You can read Will's blog at this link here if you're so interested. And I think we will pause there, and that will end part two of this reflection.